After a year in prison, Catch Me If You Can imposter Matthew Scheidt, now a 21-year-old bleach blonde, is about to do something that doesn't come naturally.
Where did you think your life would lead?
Definitely not, in the direction that it is now.
Speak truthfully about the family secrets which drove him into a world of make-believe.
I would make up like all these stories to get away of my reality, to get away from what my life is.
To really solve the riddle of Matthew Scheidt, you need to drive down the back roads of a central Florida town called St. Cloud. It is here in this humble trailer park where we found this man restoring a 1950 Buick.
I love to tinker. One of my passions is working on old cars.
His name? Matthew Scheidt Sr. That's him in the picture with his son, the future fabulist.
No one has a perfect childhood. We've all had probably rough patches.
True, but some patches are rougher than others. Matthew Sr. separated from mother Kelly when their son was 5. For years, this rickety trailer was what Matthew Jr. reluctantly called home.
Every time I'd go to the walk to the bus, I'd make up these little fibs to the kids that I was in school with that, oh no, I don't live there, that's just grandma's house, and I live over there at this nice house that's across the street.
So you were from the trailer park, but you didn't want anybody to think that you were from the trailer park.
Yeah. That was the secret that I even kept, every single day.
Kelly struggled with drug addiction. Matthew's childhood memory seared by the night he witnessed her arrest.
I ended up seeing her car actually pull in, and behind her car there was 3, 4, 5 other SUVs and other vehicles swarmed around her vehicle and pulled her out. She was arrested for meth.
The boy, convinced that life here is nothing but dead-end streets, becomes a reverse Peter Pan, eager to skip childhood and grow up immediately.
He grew up very fast and without having the connection that we would have typically with our parents. His childhood had a huge impact on the person that he became.
He didn't allow himself to be a kid enough, and it backfired on all of us.
To hide his shame, Matthew started weaving alternate realities.
So you created this world of lies to hide this family secret.
Yeah.
You said that your father was a police officer and that your mother was a nurse.
Those were the 2 careers that I really liked.
In fact, he was so fascinated by law enforcement that at age 13, he joined the Osceola County Sheriff's Explorer Association, which gives kids official IDs and teaches them the basics of police work. Minimum age, 14.
I ended up lying even about my age going into the Explorer program. I did ride-along patrol time with deputies.
Matthew ended up leaving his mother's house, and his father gave him a place to stay, on his own, in this trailer park. By age 16, he was out of school, taking high school courses online. His father saying he didn't see signs of the trouble ahead.
You can't fix what you don't know is broke. It's just that simple. And I didn't know anything was broken.
I thought I was so mature, and I thought I had everything figured out, and I was just the cocky 16-year-old, and I had no boundaries.
No boundaries either in Matthew's pursuit of his other great passion, medicine. He'd been volunteering at a local hospital, starting to assume the new identity he craved.
I started picking up some of the lingo and stuff there, and then also, why I would go home and study.
Was this books, internet?
Books or television shows.
Always full of blood, too.
DIC, his cannula sites are oozing.
Grey's Anatomy and ER, I think, were like the 2 top picks.
Did you go to the hospital and actually use the lingo?
I'd probably put out a word or 2 to make it sound like I knew what I was talking about, even though I had no idea.
Fast forward to 2011, when the story turns from fun to felonious. Matthew, now a 17-year-old medical file clerk, procures that precious hospital ID as a physician assistant.
I'd lied and said that I was a student, as a PA student.
But you weren't a PA student.
No.
And there's your golden ticket to any place in the hospital.
Right.
For the first time in his life, Matthew Scheidt is a somebody, a young professional paid in the priceless currencies of respect and responsibility. And when the imposter is called on during an emergency, he doesn't miss a beat.
Patients in there.
Code blue, right? This is a code blue.
That's when I started CPR on her. And
Did you know what to do?
I was CPR certified, so I had an idea.
I mean, you must have been terrified. You're thinking to yourself, I have this person's life literally in my hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he's seeking power and control, what could be a more powerful position than having a doctor say to you, save this person?
Matthew Scheidt continues over the course of a month.
I was just overzealous. I was eager to learn, and that was my way to learn. I wanted to learn now. I didn't want to wait.
At any point did you think, I'm living a lie and I'm probably doing something that's highly illegal?
I had no idea that, you know, by just going there and, oh, I'm a PA student, that can't be illegal.
But it is illegal, something he rudely discovers when he's finally busted, taken in for that long interrogation.
I had an interest. I still kind of somewhat have an interest in the medical field.
That he played doctor is a head-scratcher. But his second stunt, skipping bail and playing cop in Miami Beach, is gobsmacking.
Describe what the moment when that undercover officer pulled you over in Miami.
I couldn't believe it was happening again. Like, out of all things, it was the same thing, the same impersonating thing. Why? Why did you put this in your, why did you put yourself in that position?
The seized evidence may provide a clue. In the car, along with that radio, taser, and loaded gun Scheidt says belonging to a friend, cops discover something else. His old ID card from the Sheriff's Explorer program he joined those years ago.
A badge is an identity, but for a kid for whom identity is the question, a badge can mean it all.
So what was so wrong with Matthew Scheidt that another character or characters had to be created?
I think it just had to do with always wanting to do better and always trying to be successful and just rushing things.
Matthew, charged as an adult, served a tough year behind bars. But he says prison, for all its hardships, provided some things he'd always craved. Order, focus, purpose.
I learned so much stuff being in there, I can't even fathom.
Really?
Everything was ripped away from me, and it literally gave me the chance to rebuild myself.
Today, Matthew is trying to make amends with those he hurt the most. His family. His mother is clean. His parents are back together.
I love my son. I love him dearly. To this day, we have a better relationship now than we've ever had.
I never had the relationship, but now, I have the best relationship that I ever had with my father and with my mother.
For now, he's living in his own apartment, 40 miles and a world away from his childhood trailer home. And he has a job, working in sales. What else?
Does your history as a serial liar, does it ever help you in your job?
No, because I have promised myself that I will not lie. I've built my life. I've built my own reality, and I'm fine with my reality.